One of PERREO Save My Life's finest entertainers, La Chanty is in the building. Because my biggest issue with Latinos overall as a culture is that is our biggest problem. We don't have any hubris. We don't know how to control our hubris. We don't know how to stay humble. Everybody thinks that they're a celebrity.
For example, me. They expect me to be bougie, que yo no quiero saber de nadie, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm really just this humble, great sense of humor girl.
So, what are
You
some
block
signs of
them,
fakeness?
You throw them out.
You think?
And you get them out your life. I feel like a sign, there's multiple signs, but the main one is just selling a dream.
How do you feel about, the women in the industry kind of selling off their body in order to really get a big, heavy fan base?
Let's not be better at thinking.
That's a fact. Nobody's gonna buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Has anybody ever tried to give you music to sleep with you and then they took it away?
Huh? That caught Jesse off guard.
Well, you're rubbing off on me apparently.
It happens.
You're like a virus, Jesse. Jesus.
I don't
Leech.
think anyone ever, not in that sequence.
Okay.
Now, we all know that we can be the freakiest freak that ever frook. So how we feel about vibrators and sex toys?
I'm gonna be really honest, I don't own one.
Girl.
Damn, La Chanty, even I own one. Jesus.
A
Let's
vibrator?
I own sex toys.
The Angel of Words podcast starts now.
Hello, you beautiful music-loving individuals who we love so much, who want to learn about the music game and the come-up. This is the Angel of Words podcast, and I am your host, Angel of Words. Don't forget to tap on that subscribe button so you know what we're up to. Also, follow us on all podcast platforms, including Spotify for podcasters, because they have that video now. The sponsors got to be shouted out. My boy Curtis Holmes, go get that book, Eyes of the Soul, available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. Also, our guy, BJS Photography, go get them photos. I want to give a special shout out to Fantastico, B Sizzle, and the PERREO Save My Life team, who we've been working with a lot in the last 6 months. So shout out to them. Folks, go to AOWENT.com if you want to know about the Angel of Words universe and what we're up to. And you can follow us on all social media platforms at Angel of Words ENT. Now on deck, on the Angel of Words podcast, we have one of PERREO Save My Life's finest entertainers. La Chanty is in the building. Chanty, 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 Chanty. Yo, and as you know, we got to put Jesse in her hot corner. So Jesse J is in the building, the co-host, Jesse J. Jesse, you ready for this wild one? You just interviewed La Chanty the other day. You excited?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. We had a lot of topics to cover.
All right, so here we go, La Chanty. You wanna kick it off since you got a lot of topics to cover? Go ahead, girl.
Oof. Listen, La Chanty, how you feel about Taylor Swift? Because I'm ready.
About Taylor Swift?
Oh yeah. Do you believe that Taylor Swift is starting a cult? Because
She's starting a cult?
yeah. The Swifties, girl. The Swifties is getting real culty.
The Swifties don't play. They just never played about it. I'm not too into all of that, so I can't say much. I just know football's been covering more of Taylor Swift than the game. That's all.
Would you say that music can start a cult?
It's a possibility. It just depends on your fans and your believers. As much as they believe in you, that's how much they're going to believe in your craft. And it's up to you to make them believe.
What about your... Oh,
No, she started quite the cult. That PERREO saved my life. What has your experience been like, performing these last few months, man?
My experience has been great. I started performing in July of last year. That was my first performance. And then everything kind of just unraveled. My second show was a showcase that I put together with my business partner. Shout out to him. And we put that together. And then after that, PERREO Saved My Life reached out to me. And that's when everything started. And It's amazing. You know, with every show, it gets better. You know, I started off as a solo act. Now I have dancers, and I think it's going great.
What do you think the element of dancers has added to your performance?
I think it gives it more of a finished look. I think, you know, obviously as a solo artist, you kind of like don't want to stay stagnant, at least not for me. So I would like to branch out and try new things. You know, the next thing is like a sound system. So
Have you seen like a difference in like your crowd? I mean, since you started PERREO Save My Life, and as it's been growing, and now you have dancers and all, have you been seeing like the love and the support from your crowd more?
I definitely have way more fans. So shout out to PERREO Save My Life for that, because I definitely have a bigger fan base. It started off with like 4 or 5 people singing Toxico, and now I sing and everyone knows it. So it's pretty good. I think it's amazing.
And shout out to Fantastico, who's in the building today. You know what I'm saying? A multifaceted individual. You know what I mean? That's why PERREO Save My Life goes places, man, because
That's amazing.
my man does it all. Now, mentioning the fact that you have the dances now, people are chanting your songs. Is it easy, has it become hard to stay humble? Because my biggest issue with Latinos overall as a culture is that is our biggest problem. We don't have any hubris. We don't know how to control our hubris. We don't know how to stay humble. Everybody thinks that they're a celebrity. And then that creates the dynamic of people not wanting to fudge with one another. So what do you think
Yeah.
about that?
I think that I base myself off of being humble, like humildemente. I think that being humble is what makes you an even better artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, they expect you to be, for example, me. They expect me to be bougie, que yo no quiero saber de nadie, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm really just this humble, great sense of humor girl that knows how to sing and knows how to write her music, and I look good, so it works.
It's definitely working, La Chanty. I gotta be honest. You were killing the game the other day. Jesse was a little nervous interviewing you, weren't you, Jesse? Jesse was like, man, I've never seen a lady this tall.
Yo,
That's hilarious.
Let me tell
I'm
you something.
5'11". I'm 5'11", definitely
Oh,
a
man.
stallion.
You ever had a dude try to dunk it on you, La Chanty?
Yeah, that's my question.
No.
Listen, I love me some tall women. I love the legs. That was the one thing when I was interviewing you, I was looking at your legs. I was like, yo, those are some nice looking legs.
Thank you.
I will say, because you were speaking about being humble, with your music, would you say that your music really brings you back to like where you came from, and like that's something that really inspires you?
Well, I wouldn't want to say it inspired. Well, it does inspire me particularly, but it's a little difficult because I feel like if I say that where I came from inspired me to write music, technically it did, because I want to be in a better place, and that's the point of doing the music.
About that.
But it's not only about me being in a better place, it's also about my family being in a better place. So humildemente, I gotta make it, not only to take care of myself, but I got a couple other people I gotta take care of.
Oh, man, I felt that, man. Does that pressure, though, like, get you to the point where you get anxious, you get imposter syndrome, you get anxiety? Like, how are you able to maintain your composure when you have that kind of mindset?
To be honest, I feel like it pushes me a little harder.
Okay.
It definitely molds the way that I do things. Anyone else, I don't want to say anyone else, because as a human being, everyone gets frustrated with what they're doing. And if it doesn't go the way that you want it to go, then that's another frustration.
Have you found yourself, with your success and the pressure, that you're finding yourself around more fake friends?
Ooh,
That's a very good
that's
question.
very interesting.
I personally, I don't have fake friends, because the people that I have befriended that are in my friend group are people that have been in my life for 5 years plus. Anyone that's become fake are like, people from the industry that I don't really befriend. They're just acquaintances, but I see the fakeness.
What kind of fakeness do you see, La Chanty?
Because
Because I see it too. I would like to discuss this. What are the signs of fakeness? Today, you're going to learn the signs of fakeness here on the Angel of Words podcast when you're dealing with people within the industry.
And what do we do with them?
Facts. What do you do? So, what are
You
some
block
signs of
them,
fakeness
you throw them out,
you think?
and you get them out your life. I feel like a sign, there's multiple signs, but the main one is just selling a dream.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
I
I call
mean,
it disparateroism.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bulto, bulto, bulto.
Bultoism,
I would say
Yeah, bultoism.
I would say more of like selling support, like claiming that they're going to support you when in reality they're really not.
Well,
When have you
I've
been?
been doing.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I've been doing music since. I've been singing since I was 12. I'm about to be 28 next Thursday. Oh, my birthday's every 4 years. It's a leap year.
Pisces season.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. Sorry. So, I've been doing music officially though for like 5 years, but officially coming out and doing everything the last 2-3 years. And what I've noticed is that, just to piggyback of what she said about support, whoever's gonna support you, you're not gonna ask them. You don't have to ask them. They're gonna support on their own, So other people in the industry, they wanna come and sell you a dream. Like I can come and be like, this is Fiji water. I just took the label off, but it's Fiji. Like, you want it? You're gonna be like, oh my God, Fiji? Oh my God, but it don't got the wrap? Okay, I'm gonna take it with Fiji. And it's Poland Spring, and you're like, what is this?
That's tap water. You
This
capping.
is stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, okay.
So that's how people started off. They think, for example, me, they think I'm gullible, or they think that I don't know much, or they think that I don't have enough seasoning in the industry, or whatever it is. And they're like, oh yeah, vamos a venderle sueño a Chanty porque ya no sabe nada. And then they play themselves. And
Oh my God, has anybody ever tried to like give you music to sleep with you and then they took it away?
Huh? That caught Jesse off guard.
Well, you're rubbing off on me apparently.
It happens.
You're like a virus, Jesse. Jesus.
I don't
leech.
think anyone ever. Not in that sequence.
Okay.
Not in
Okay.
that sequence. So is that okay if that dropped?
Yeah, don't worry
Okay.
about it. Yeah, you can.
Not in that sequence, but definitely like, oh yeah, don't worry. Like, I got you. I'm gonna take care of this. And then they take care of it. And it's like, so what's up? And I'm just like, mm-mm.
Have you been in like a situation where, a producer or anyone like very falsely has put you in a situation where you're like, whoa, what is this? This is not, do you want to like paint like a specific kind of event that happened?
I have been in situations like that, but I don't feel comfortable talking about them.
Okay, no, I understand. You know what I mean? But I know that it's an unfortunate situation that goes on within the industry. You know
and it
what I mean?
always goes on, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. That's the whack part about
Yeah.
it. Let's move on to La Chanty. What the hell does that mean? For reals, man. I've been dying to know since I've met you. I'm dead ass, but it be so loud at the spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's a funny story. So when I went to Dominican, I'm Dominican, if that wasn't obvious, but I'm Dominican. I'm fully Dominican. I'm from San Pedro Macorís. And
lit. Isn't that where like Sammy Sosa's from?
yes,
I
and
love
Robinson
him.
Cano. And so I was over there, and my cousins didn't know I smoked weed. So when they finally saw that I smoked weed, they're like, "Oh my God, tú eres una chanty, quítate lo otro." And I'm like, "What's that?" And like, "What's a chanty?" Like, "Una chanty que rola y fuma." And I'm like, "Yeah, that does sound like me. Okay." And then like a year later, I was like, "I'm gonna do music professionally, la chanty." Okay, and that's what I went with.
Does smoking help you with the creative process?
Smoking, drinking,
Weird, okay.
vibing,
Where do you write most of your music at? Like, you know what I mean? Where
In
do
my
you feel-
room.
Oh, word?
In my room.
I love
In my room. I roll a nice spliff. I go on YouTube, get me a nice little beat, and usually I just vibe out. When I'm in my writing mode, like all I had to do is turn on a beat, smoke a blunt. I'm like, oh my God, this sounds so good. And then I have a whole song in like a matter of 10 minutes.
That is so fire. Jesse, do you smoke and create stuff, or you just
Listen, I smoke and I have sex, all right? That's what sexy,
Jesus
that's what Jesse
Christ.
be doing, all right?
Oh
Sexy
my
time all the
goodness, I
time.
love that for you.
Listen, I'm dealing with kids and then dealing with a bunch of other people. I gotta do what I gotta do.
You gotta unwind.
I do.
Totally.
Actually, tell me about like your first, concert. Like, how was that like for you?
My first performance was with VMF. Shout out to VMF for the first opportunity. Vainita Music Festival. It was at Cocina Tayel in Dykeman.
Okay.
Yeah. It was my first performance. I feel like you're never gonna be ready. Like, at least internally, you're always gonna feel like you're not ready. So I was just like, you know what? Let me take the opportunity. It was offered to me, and it went really well. It went really well, like really so well that I was surprised. I was just like, oh my goodness.
Oh, that's
It was
great.
so
That's such a great
good.
experience.
Yeah,
Nice,
it wasn't
you know?
bad at all. So then the follow-up was like the second show that I put together, and then PERREO Saved My Life like 6 more times before the year ended, and honey, I got all the seasoning I need. Llévame para Madison Square Garden a
Ya tú
cantar ya.
sabes,
Ya
we're
yo
going
estoy ready.
we're going
Ya
to the
estoy ready.
Paramount Theater, baby. We on our way. Now, I gotta be honest. I want to know why you want to make music, though, because you know what I mean. There's a lot of issues with AI now. The money situation is looking suspect. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, why do people even want to get into this business? Obviously, I'm here trying to give people information on how to overcome those obstacles. But you know, I always like to ask, like, why are you in this situation?
I have multiple reasons why I'm in this situation. I'll tell you the funny one first.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So
we wanna laugh.
initially when I started, like, when I was just like, okay, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna write music, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I kept getting fired from jobs.
Okay. I know the feeling, you know?
What was the reason?
Me estaban botando como una loca. Te me va. And I'm like, damn. So I'm home and I'm like, ¿qué yo puedo hacer donde no me van a botar? ¿Qué yo puedo hacer que no me van a botar? Well, I know how to sing. All right. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I went to my brother, I went to my cousin. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start doing music. And they're like, tú no vas a hacer nada. And I'm like, no, for real. And my cousin came to me to the side. He's like, yo, I believe in you. Do it. Like, do it. I know you could. And I was like, all right. Y me metí en mi cuarto, and I came out, and I wrote 2 songs. Hilarious. And I'm like, y'all ready to hear it? And they're like, what? Play the beat, play the beat. And they're like, yeah, oh my God, somos ricas.
Yo, I love the energy, man. That's amazing stuff. I
It
love it.
was
You gotta love
hilarious.
our Latin cousins and brothers and sisters.
every
They're
time,
the best, man.
Every
you know?
time. So that's how it started, and I just kept getting better. You know, if you hear my first song to the last song that I just recorded, it's like, whoa, qué diferencia. The lyrics, la voz, the structuring, everything. It's just, practice makes perfect, and I'm not perfect, but I'm
Have you ever like reached a point in your career where you're like, I'm done, I gotta walk away from this?
No. I really feel like I'm meant to be an artist, like a well-known artist with bomb-ass music. And I just feel like it's for me. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation to it. Yo sé que yo tengo una meta y Dios está ahí conmigo y yo voy para allá.
I felt that, man, honestly. And I'm gonna be honest, Afro-Latinas are very underrepresented in the music game. How do you feel about that situation? Do you ever think about that at all?
Honestly, I feel like the only obstacle I have is like obstacles that I have within myself. Like
Interesting.
I don't feel I shouldn't say that. I don't want to say I'm not worried about that, but right now I'm focusing on mastering my craft and mastering everything that needs to be put together to get where I want to go. You get what I'm saying? So granted, there isn't a voice, but I could be that voice. I could make that lane.
I hope you're that voice. That'll be
Fingers
awesome.
crossed if
For
I'm that
real.
voice.
Yeah, for real. And I hope that you give us the exclusives
You
to
know
La
what I'm saying?
Chanty. You know
I'm
what
like, the voice is here. You already.
Shout us out. Don't
Una
forget
vaina
about us.
bien,
Shout out
una
to the
vaina
boss.
bien, you know? I'm digging that, man. But that's fire, man. I love the attitude. Because honestly, in this business, you gotta have thick skin, baby girl. It's for the devil's
It's a
play
dog-eat-dog
and the angels win.
world.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a
Do you-
dog eat dog. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I was gonna say, do you ever feel as if women in the music industry is making it more challenging for men?
No. That's so funny. Someone asked me that before, and I said the same thing, obviously. I don't think it's harder for what... I shouldn't say that either. It's 50-50. I think it's equally complicated for both genders, just because we don't go through the same thing, but there are still extreme ladders that we both have to climb to get to where we're going. See, because as a female, I can be very versatile. I could rap, I could sing, I could talk about rateria, I could be Toquicha, I could be like Scarlett, I could be like Melly, I could be like Yoli, I could do a whole bunch of things, right? But as a guy, there's only 2 things you can do. And the third one, no one's gonna really, I don't wanna say no one's really gonna support you, but it's gonna be a little harder. So, o tú vas a
What's the third thing?
o tú vas a dembow, o tú vas a cantar bonito, de que cosas románticas. And there's only a small percentage, I feel like,
I
that
hate
can
that.
get away with. I do too.
Me too, man. Like,
That
you
can
know
get
what
away.
I
Because
mean?
I'm a lover girl.
Yeah.
I be listening to I don't listen to
Yeah.
rap music. I'm 5'11", but I like my R&B. Even
Facts.
you could tell with the type of music that I make too. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? There's not. There's a ¿cómo es? Pa ¿cómo es? Pa los gustos se hicieron colores.
Exacto.
Solo
Sí,
que
lo
no me gusta a
entiendo.
mí, le gusta a otra persona. But this is why we should have a lot of it as opposed to just everybody doing drill or everybody doing dembow or let me do Spanish trap. You know what I'm saying? We should switch it up.
And Jesse, real quick, because I know you've been colonized, she just finished saying that there's a lid for every pot. You know what I mean? In a sense. You know what I mean? There's beautiful colors in the world for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
Don't worry, I'm gonna get
Jesse
there,
don't speak
Angel.
Spanish?
don't worry. Nah, she don't. But it's all
Man,
right, though. You
it
know,
was a sad story.
she's rocking with the crew, you know?
It was a
We're gonna
sad
teach
story.
you.
Just was
We're saving
colonized.
her. You know what I
We're
mean?
gonna
That's why
teach her.
she's
We're
here.
gonna
We're
teach
saving her.
her.
You know what I'm saying? You
I
know, I
will-
don't. Go ahead, Mami. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask, Shanti, how do you feel about, the women in the industry kind of selling off their body in order to really get a big, heavy fan base?
I do it too, baby.
Oh, all right. Respect.
Hey, keeping it a
Respectfully.
buck.
I don't get it from the chair, but no, I'm kidding. No, I feel like everything has its limits.
Yeah.
So sex sells. Let's not be butt ass naked. That's
No,
all.
hey, no.
You keep it
Hey.
sexy. You keep it cute for people to want more.
Mhm.
If I show you what I got from jump, what you gonna come back for? I already showed you everything.
That's a fact. Nobody's gonna buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not unless the milk is coming from the milkman.
I don't know. I don't know what milkmans you deal with. I mean, I don't know what you deal with over there in your part of Queens, but yeah.
You have a milkman?
Oh.
I know, right? She probably does. I wouldn't even doubt it.
It's Bayside. I mean, Bayside's mini Long Island.
No. You sure you didn't come from Pennsylvania, an Amish country?
Oh, man, me as an
Yeah.
Amish? Angel, me as an Amish. Come on now. Ooh.
She got the skirt going and everything.
I
know.
But La Shanti, you seem very passionate about music. Could you describe, the process? Like, what's up with the producer situation? Are you going out there learning about the music business? Getting your BMI and ASCAP situation in order? Because those are things you got to think about as an artist. So can you
Yes.
speak on that a little bit?
So I do have a producer that I work very closely with. His name is Lumi.
Lumi.
Shout out to
Lumi.
So he's basically the only producer I work with here. I feel comfortable with him just because he knows how to work with me and stuff. I should stop doing that, but for right now, that's what works for me. And what was the other question?
Just describe the music. The music.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're working with Lumi. You go to the studio.
Yeah,
Like,
so I go
what's
to the
that
studio.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Usually, the way it works is how I explained to you.
Mhm.
I'm home, I'm smoking, I write a track, and I'm like, Louis, what's up? We got a little studio time today. Boy, grabo.
So you
do
paying
what
for
I
the
gotta do.
studio time yourself?
Yeah, yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
cool.
So I go, grabo, whatever the case is, y todo muy heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So him and I've been working with him for years. Since, oh my God, it's been years. I just realized it's really been
How many
years.
years has it
Like
been?
5 or 6.
Really? That's a long time in the music game.
It is. And if you pay attention, well, not you, but if I pay attention to the people that have come in and out of my life in the 5 or 6 years, el único que se ha quedado es Lumi.
Wow. He's the only man that's believed in you, in a sense. Because he stuck around for that long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
For
people that
sure,
stick around,
yeah.
the people that fuck with you. Let's
pretty
keep it a
much.
rack. You know
Gotta
what
be
I'm
a reason. Shit.
Well, La Shanti, we've reached a point in the podcast where it's time for Jesse's weird question. Go ahead, Jesse, take it away. You already know the vibes. You know what you need to do, girl.
All right, La Shanti. Well, first things first, guys. Y'all see the merch that I'm rocking with. Make sure that you go on AOWENT and purchase some merch so you can look just as fly as me. But La Shanty, tell me. Now, we all know that we can be the freakiest freak that ever frook. So how we feel about vibrators and sex toys?
I'm going to be really honest. I don't own one.
Girl, what?
I don't. My friends and I have been trying to like...
Damn, like Shanty, even I own one. Jesus.
A
La
vibrator?
Shanty.
I own sex toys.
Okay.
After this podcast, we're going
Believe
to one
it or not,
tonight.
Jesse, I know it's a shocking revelation. But
Hey, I'm telling you, this is why I can't be Amish.
I'm not that Republican. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, maybe I guess I'm the only Republican here.
None at all, girl?
No, you're not the only one, honey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nah. Been a Republican for a minute now.
So, La Shanty, you have none at all?
None whatsoever. So my friend group and I have tried to. We've all come to the conclusion like, okay, you're you're gonna give me this one, and I'm gonna get you that one. But that was like 6 months ago, and we're still here. So I haven't.
I'm gonna put you on.
No,
we can have some
me
fun.
on.
Oh my God, I'm scared for after the podcast. I'll make sure that you get a security.
Are
to
the
escort you
stores
out,
open?
buddy.
Is it 24 hours or like?
Definitely
Oh, yeah.
24
The
It is?
spot, yeah, you can go to the spot. Oh, well, let me stop giving away the
Not the
secrets.
spot.
Not the one, the best kept secret.
But yeah, down by West 4th, down by the river. You can
River.
go. You
We
know
go
what I'm saying?
rolling.
That West 4th, forget about it, man. You know what I mean? That'll never change.
They gotta pay you for promo in West 4th.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the last time I ever mention West 4th. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to forget. You know what I'm saying? Trying to forget.
That's funny.
But I'm glad that you're joining us today. It's very important for me to support the Latin culture, right? Because I get a lot of flack from people. Yo, Angel, your show is so diverse. Why don't you have more Latin American people, but real Latins, not like Americanized Latins? And I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's my show. Start your own show.
Right.
But I do care about y'all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be completely honest. The music scene is coming from Miami. It's coming from the actual islands. PR, DR. Colombia. It's coming. Basically from those areas. And people always tell, when I have these conversations, they go, it's because they're hungrier. The New Yorkers don't have that type of hunger. What do you say to that?
No comment. No, I'm kidding. I think everyone is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just depends on what you want to do. See, because what a lot of people don't understand is that you either really want to do this, like you really want to turn this into your 9 to 5, or you're just doing it as a hobby. Once you figure that out, then you know how to proceed. See, me, I want this to be my 9 to 5. I want to wake up and be like, ugh, I got to go to the studio because I'm not done with the album. Those are the type of complaints I want. Other people just want to be like, oh, no, sí, porque yo hago música, sí, porque sé, yeah, eso mismo. So everyone's drive is different. So I can't sit here and say that everyone in New York is like that, because you have people like me in New York, and then you have other bums in New York that are like, sí, yo hago música, and just do a whole bunch of drill and don't ever leave the block.
I also just
different.
feel like New York is just running too
feel that.
fast. We got too much going on in New York compared to the islands where it's so much more simpler, And what brings people together is music compared to New York. What's going to bring us together is, everything else other than a music. Not many people bond over it like how we used to.
That's why PERREO is saving lives out there in the United States of America, and especially New York. Because, talk about the vibe when you go there, because I feel like it's a different vibe than a lot of other Latin scenes I've been on. What's your honest opinion so far? Going through this process, you've performed there a few times, you know what I'm saying?
My honest opinion is that PERREO saved
And don't
my
hold
life.
back, because Fantastico's in the building. You know what I mean? He needs the input.
He needs the constructive criticism.
That's a fact.
No, I'm kidding. PERREO Saved My Life has been such an amazing addition to my life. They gave me the experience that I not only needed, but also wanted. I think that performing at PERREO Saved My Life is just like a different atmosphere. It's like you walk in, it doesn't feel like you're in a club here in New York. It just feels like, I don't want to say like family, pero se siente como confianza, como cómodo, como que like, yo, you, oh shit, what's out. You feel me? So the Valentine's Day was like my 6th show. So obviously a couple people, we know each other. Everybody get drunk.
Yeah.
So when you drunk, everybody's like, yo, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's very familiar. It's very fun. It's very comfortable. Like I love it all the way. I love it all the way down to the fans, to the people there, to Fantastico, to
Angel of Words, that's me.
Yes.
No, you was looking at me. I've been there a few times. It's all right, Shanty.
It's the other guy, but I forgot his
Manny
name.
Mega.
No.
Brandon.
Yes.
Yes.
Brandon. Because
yeah.
Brandon was the one that originally reached out to me.
Copy.
Thank you to him and to Fantastico and to Manny Mega and Mikey Hex. You, of course.
Thank you.
Everyone in PERREO in my life. Because honestly, I just feel like I'm a part of a huge family, like a huge music family. And I'm just like, you guys are doing another show? All right, come on, Chanty in. Thank you.
I love it. I love the vibe. Have you thought about getting a manager? Or do you have one already? I don't know. Maybe you do.
Technically, I do. I don't know. It's very complicated.
What's complicated about it?
Because it's one thing to say that I have a manager, and it's another thing for that person to take that position on and be like, all right, I'm gonna say it.
And be serious about it.
So as of right now, I do have someone that helps me. I have a couple people that help me in reality. I'm the type of person, I really just I'm a sponge. So I soak up whatever information that's useful for me. And then I'll be like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? So I get my advice from multiple people that have been in the industry and are able to help me or guide me the right way. I'm not going to say I'm dumb, but yo no soy lo más inteligente de este mundo. So I like to ask people for advice. I love to ask questions. I love to learn. You asked me about BMI and ASCAP earlier. I registered for all of that already. That was the first thing my producer told me to do. And then...
Thank God. Thank you for doing that.
I also take a NYU Billboard class online. And
Fire.
That is also teaching me about marketing.
What is that? Could you explain to the public? Because, this is a music business education situation. So, explain that to the public.
So I just started, so I can't say too much.
But what enticed you to it? You know what I mean?
So Instagram, because the government is always listening.
Facts.
And for whatever reason, the ads are personalized to whatever I'm talking about. So
naturally.
Naturally. It just happens regularly or whatever. So with that being said, that was an ad that came across my Instagram, and I was just like, oh, and it was like, do you want to learn more about marketing your music, releasing, how to properly use your money for advertising and things like that? And I was just like, oh, this is kind of dope. Okay, let me click on it. And you had to pay, so I signed up for a scholarship. I was accepted for the scholarship, so they cover 80% of it, and then I pay the rest of it. But as of right now, I literally just started, literally this week.
No, but that's good. It's great information to give out. I didn't even know that existed. That's super fire.
So there's a whole bunch. There's for artists, there's for engineers, there's for videographers, there's for people that want to be a part of the Radio Life podcast, things like that. You just have to look. Reading is really fundamental. It's the most...
You ain't never lied, girl.
Yo. I feel like anything you want to do in life, you just have to pursue it. It's really that simple.
It is really that simple. And folks, you know what's simple? The fact that we've reached a point in the podcast where it's time to play.
Can I take shots if I get something wrong?
Words. I mean, if you want to, Lashanti, I'm not going to stop you. You know what I mean? But we reached the point in the podcast where it's time to play 5 words with Angel. Now, Lashanti, on 5 words with Angel, I'm going to give you a word, phrase, or a question, and you're going to give me the first word that comes to your head.
Okay.
You got me?
Okay.
All right, cool. Jesse, you want to kick it off? What's up?
Big booties.
Huepa.
Thongs.
Harlem?
Thongs?
Thongs? Hey, okay. You ain't never lie, Lashanti. It's always nice to see a big booty and a thong,
Sure is. Sure is.
No matter what you like.
No, can we talk about that really quick?
Go ahead, baby, go ahead. You got something to say,
I'm
say
not
it.
gay, but I love me a nice ass.
Yeah.
A beautiful girl. I could definitely admire a girl.
Beautiful dude.
I was going to say, what about men with good asses?
I don't know, that's you, but let Lashanti speak.
The thing is that men don't like when you glorify their asses. don't touch my butt. But
Yeah, it's a little
like,
emasculating if you ask me, but you know.
I know. That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
But women.
You like a nice fundillo.
Yeah.
I hear that hot shit.
Like,
You
can
know
I
what I'm
touch
saying?
it a little bit? Just a...
Can't hate on that. All right, La Shanti. The next word is Dominican men.
Cheaters.
Ooh.
Liars. Should I keep going?
Oh.
Just one word.
Oh.
I don't want the comments to flood me with your age,
I'm
man.
kidding. I love all my Dominican men, but y'all ain't shit.
All right. You got one? You got one, Jess? You got one?
I got a question.
All right.
So, you know, working with PERREO Save My Life, is there any artist that you definitely want to collab with?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, actually there's two, and they're from the last show.
Okay, who?
So definitely Yoli My Yoli, because that's my girl. She
Yoli
know I
My
love
Yoli.
her.
Everybody's
Shout out to
loving Yoli My Yoli. Yoli My Yoli. If you're listening, we've reached out through multiple channels. We would love to have you on.
And Risui Yoma were
Risui
really
Yoma.
amazing.
Definitely. I spoke to him yesterday. So
They were
we can get them
really
on.
great. They were really great. I would love to collab with them, even if it's just Yoma, because that's the girl, right?
Yeah.
She's fun as hell. Sorry.
I could see an Ayo kind of like, but the female situation. That would be lit.
I
You know that song with
if I know that song, come on,
I'm just
man.
asking. I
I'm
don't know.
Dominican. How
You
do
were
I
28 years
not?
old. That you was like 10 when that song came out.
I'm turning 28.
Okay.
Don't be adding the year a week before
Sorry,
my
my bad.
birthday, yo.
We invited to your birthday? What you doing?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on for
I
my
bet.
birthday.
No, lit.
Because hold on, because my friends are like planning it, but I did hear we're doing Utopia this Friday.
Oh, it's lit.
On the 1st. So my birthday's every 4 years. I was born on the leap
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
you're
we're
really
doing
like 5 years old.
I'm
like-
turning 7. Everyone does this. It's hilarious.
Yo, it's
Oh my God, so you're really like 12?
So
and
what
I'm
do you
like,
do?
No,
You know what? This is
7.
a great question. What the hell do you do when you celebrate it on the 28th, even though you're 7?
And the 1st.
So you celebrated both days.
At this point, because it's like, I already have to wait 4 years, so I might as well celebrate it 2 days every
Wow,
year.
you're like the World Cup. That's amazing. You're very special.
I'm kidding.
That's
I love that.
I always wanted to meet somebody that was born on a leap year. That's amazing. Good for you.
Thank you.
You're gonna be young forever.
For life.
Slit. All right, the next one is Tóxica, like the name of your song.
La Chanty.
La Chanty. You wanna cap that off, Miss Tóxica over there?
Oh, of course. Well, you know, I do know where you come from, so I gotta just say it. One word. The Bronx.
No, wait. I gotta think this through. The Bronx. Different.
How different?
Very different.
Oh, man. Well, everyone, that was 5 Words with Angel, sponsored by Eyes of the Soul by Curtis Holmes. Go get that book. It's in stores now at Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles. Also, BJS Photography. Go get them photos. Everybody on the Angel of Words podcast, or who has been on the Angel of Words podcast, or who has been to any of our events, if your Instagram is looking triste, holla at us, because yesterday's price ain't today's price. And as you can see, Mother Effers is grinding, and we don't plan to stay where we are. So if you want a good deal on a photo shoot, holla at BJS Photography, and he got you. Now, La Chanty, could you please do me a favor? Look at that camera right there. That's your camera. Give up
Esta es mi cámara.
Esa es tu cámara ahí. Dale un mensaje de inspiración a tus fanáticos.
Wow, qué presión. Mi mensaje de inspiración para mis fanáticos es nunca dejes de luchar por tu sueño, porque un día tú te vas a despertar y lo vas a lograr. Entonces, si dejaste de luchar, ¿cómo tú te vas a despertar a lograrlo? So, tienes que seguir, tienes que darle empeño, tienes que ponerte para lo tuyo, porque ¿quién no quiere ser rico y tener cuarto? Ponte para ti, no te pongas para otra persona.
Ponte para ti, no te ponga para otra persona, porque si quieres cuarto, das el movimiento. That's the movement. Everyone, that was La Chanty. La Chanty, where can they find you before we let you go? Give them all the information.
Alrighty, so you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at I am La Chanty. My YouTube channel right now is under revision.
How do you spell that? Make sure you spell it right for the public.
My Instagram is at IAMLACHANTY. That's my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitter. And just follow me there because you will find everything you need there. Aside from pictures, music videos, new music, YouTube channels, all of that. Also, stream La Chanty Tóxico featuring Gatillero 23.
That's what's up. I thought, I got confused there for a minute. I was like, is this like an OnlyFans page or some shit? Nah, but I'm well. Yeah. Because you can find
No,
everything.
no,
I'm like,
OnlyFans.
La Chanty? You look nervous when you said that. I'm like, what's But everyone, that was La Chanty, the gracious La
Thank
Chanty.
you so
Muchas
much
gracias
for
por estar
having
aquí
me.
con nosotros,
Gracias.
mi hermana, de verdad, te lo agradecemos. Everyone, shout out to PERREO Saved My Life in the building. Fantastico, you already know. Doing the stuff behind the scenes, holding it down here at the Angel of Words podcast. Folks, don't forget to tap in. Tap on that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Spotify, not Spotify Get High, but Spotify has video now. Shout out to the sponsors, Curtis Holmes and his book, Eyes of the Soul. Go get that. It's on Amazon.com and at BarnesandNobles.com. Shout out to BJS Photography. Go get them photos. If you want to know, what the team is doing, go to AOWENT.com. You can go to the socials at Angel of Words ENT, Angel OFWORDS ENT. And Jesse, where you at?
OG_YESS_XOXO.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Te quiero, Puerto Rico. Santa Isabel.
I was colonized.
She was colonized. Live from the Angel of Words Studios, bringing that big Bronx energy, singing Una Noche Más, we have La Chanty.
La Chanty, yeah, yeah, yeah. Una noche más contigo, una noche más de peligro. No me importa ya lo que digo. Una noche más conmigo, una noche fue tres. Que me haga tuya, cueste lo que cueste. Dame lo que está duro en mi mente. Yo te frenaré todo lo que por verte. Sé que te gusta, papi, no lo niegues. Toma esa mojar en tu nieve. Te vas a ahogar bajo de mi fuente. Contigo quiero estar, tú me perteneces. Una noche más contigo. Una noche más de peligro. No me importa ya lo que digo. Una noche más conmigo. Una noche.
Everyone, you know who that was. That was the one and only, bringing that big Bronx energy, La Chanty. Where can we find you, La Chanty?
On Instagram, my Instagram is IAMLACHANTY.
Ya tú sabes, mi gente, you want that music, you want that fire? Angel of Words podcast at Angel of Words ENT. Te quiero, Puerto Rico. Santa Isabel.